Now let us start with reactions, stereochemistry of selected reactions. Now, first reaction, SNI reaction, which is on the screen now, SNI reaction. Now, SNI reaction. Now, starting compound for this SNI, nucleophilic substitution internal. I stand for internal. Now, nucleophilic substitution internal nucleophilic reaction. I stands for internal nucleophile. Remember, I stands for internal nucleophile. Now you see the starting compound, which is alcohol treated with thionyl chloride. In this reaction, what happens? This hydroxyl group get replaced by chlorine atom. Means thionyl chloride will produce chlorine atom, and that will act as a nucleophile. It will attack on this carbon. When it attacks on this carbon, this OH, which is a nucleophile, which is a leaving group, which gets departed. Now this is the second order kinetics. Rate of the reaction, if you determine it is two-step reaction, bimolecular reaction. When a chiral alcohol is used, there is no change in the configuration. Configuration means this one, position of CH3H and C6H5. This position of the groups or atoms remains same in the product. Means there is no change from their original configuration. All these three groups will be intact as it is when it gets converted into a product. Only there is a replacement of this leaving group OH by Cl atom, and SO2 and HCl will get replaced. Now, when there is no change in configuration, means what? When there is no change in configuration, it indicates that there is a retention of configuration. The configuration is maintained as it is. If all these three groups, when they get shifted on the opposite side of this carbon atom, means OH, in place of OH and all these sides of carbon atom, front side of carbon, then we can say there is an inversion of configuration. When all groups get pushed on the front side, then we can say there is a inversion of configuration. But there is no such case is happening. Therefore, it is called retention of configuration. Means SNI reaction is an example of retention of configuration. This is the reaction, alcohol treated with thionyl chloride. Now, if you see the mechanism, how that process takes place, how internal nucleophile get attached and how that OH get replaced. Now, if you take one pentanol, okay, this is the one pentanol, one phenylethanol, not pentanol, one phenylethanol. This is C6H5. I thought it is C2H5, but it is C6H5. Therefore, it is one phenylethanol, which is a starting compound. When it is treated with thionyl chloride, what happens now? SOCl2. This is the structure of thionyl chloride. SOCl2. Okay. Now this H and this Cl, it will be replaced as HCl. दिसतंय तुम्हाला OH मधला एक H and SOCl2 मधला एक Cl. It will be replaced as HCl. Now when HCl get replaced, what will happen? This oxygen atom get attached to sulfur atom. OS, a new bond will be formed between oxygen and sulfur by replacement of HCl. When oxygen and sulfur bond get formed, what will happen? An alkyl chlorosulfide, which is an intermediate, is formed. Okay, this intermediate compound, which is having a short life period. Now, when this intermediate is formed, what will happen? This carbon-oxygen bond get broken, and simultaneously, when this carbon-oxygen bond gets broken, naturally this carbon will acquire a positive charge because lone pair of this carbon will be taken by oxygen, and this HCl bond gets broken. Means here this O and this O, SO2 will get replaced. At the same time, this this Cl get replaced, SO2 get replaced, and this Cl. Now this Cl remains in the solution. Remember, intermediate stage जो Cl है, it will be as it is, and now it will act as an internal nucleophile. Once this carbocation is formed by breaking up carbon-oxygen bond, this carbocation is attacked by this Cl minus ion, which is a ion pair. It is called an ion pair because carbon acquiring positive charge, Cl acquiring negative charge. Therefore, it is called ion pair. Now this Cl minus will attack on this C plus. Then what will happen? Carbon Cl bond will be formed. Now this Cl attacks from the same side where OH gets departed. When this OH gets departed, Cl get attacked here and will get retention of configuration. All these three positions of CH3H, C6H5 will intact, remain as it is. Only in place of OH, Cl will be attached. And this is called your 1-phenyl chloro compound, which is called retention of configuration. Is it clear? Alkyl chloride form hoto and same configuration present असतं तिथे. There is no inversion of configuration even though the bond to the asymmetric carbon atom is broken. As the reaction is intramolecular, it is called substitution nucleophilic internal, that is SNI reaction. Is it clear? This is an example of SNI reaction. आता intramolecular means what? Between two groups. One is carbocation and Cl is another ion. It get attacked. Means this is intramolecular. That when reaction takes place between two different atoms or two different compounds, then it is called intramolecular reaction. When within the compound reaction takes place, then it is called intermolecular reaction. But this is the example of intramolecular reaction. SNI is an example of intramolecular reaction. Is it clear? Any doubt? कोणाला काही डाउट आहे का? परत एकदा मी एक्सप्लेन करतो बघा. Let us start now. When an alcohol is treated with thionyl chloride, the hydroxyl group is replaced by chlorine atom. This is a nucleophilic substitution reaction, follows a second order kinetics. When a chiral alcohol is used, there is no change in the configuration. That is, there is a retention of configuration. You see the example. 1-phenyl ethanol treated with thionyl chloride, and we get the alkyl chloride as a product. Now, if you look at the mechanism, the reaction does not follow SN2 mechanism. Remember, as there is no inversion of configuration in SN2 reaction, you will get the inversion of configuration. But in SNI reaction, you can observe the retention of configuration. The alcohol first reacts with thionyl chloride, forming an intermediate alkyl chlorosulfide, which can be isolated under mild condition. In this step, no inversion is possible as the bond between chiral carbon atom and oxygen atom is not broken. Then the chlorosulfide loses SO2 and forms an intimate ion pair. The intimate ion pair is short-lived. Period जो intermediate compounds are तो कमी है. Intermediate in which the carbocation, carbon and chloride are in close proximity means when they are very close to each other. Before the carbocation changes its configuration, it combines with chloride ion to form an alkyl chloride having similar configuration as the chiral alcohol, means starting compound and the product having the same configuration. There is no inversion of configuration, even though the bond to the asymmetric carbon atom is broken. As the reaction is intramolecular, it is called substitution nucleophilic internal, that is SNI reaction. Is it clear? Any doubt? Now go for the second reaction. Base-induced dehydrohalogenation, which is called E2 elimination. Base-induced dehydrohalogenation. Is it clear? base induced dehydrohalogenation, that is E2 elimination. Now, if you see the example 1-bromo 1,2-diphenyl propane treated with KOH, this is an example in presence of ethanol. Dehydrohalogenation is elimination of a molecule of hydrogen halide, that is HX, resulting in an alkene, which is a beta elimination, because if you consider two carbon atoms, this is carbon number 1 and this is carbon number 2, or this, you can say this is a carbon alpha carbon and this one is beta carbon. Now this hydrogen is called as beta hydrogen. Now this beta hydrogen get replaced with Br, therefore it is called beta elimination. Beta positions hydrogen atom replace O2 with Br, therefore it is called beta elimination. For example, when 1-bromo 1,2-diphenyl propane is boiled with alcoholic KOH, a molecule of HBr is eliminated, forming a substituted alkene. Okay. Now, 1-bromo 1,2-diphenyl propane when treated with KOH, what happens if you see the reaction? This OH minus will abstract this proton. When this proton is abstracted, what will happen? OH and H, it will be formed as H2O. And when this H is forming bond between two carbon atoms, to satisfy the valency, this Br should get replaced, and it will be Br minus. When get replaced, it will be taken up by this K, potassium ion, and it will be formed as KBr. And the product will be C6H5 CH double bond CCH3 C6H5, which is 1,2-diphenyl propane will be the product. Now beta hydrogen, where reaction takes place, beta hydrogen get replaced as HBr, therefore it is called beta elimination. Beta positions a hydrogen atom replace O2, therefore it is called beta elimination. It is a beta elimination and the rate of reaction depends on the concentration of both the alkyl halide and base. Now concentration of this reaction, this is alkyl halide 1-bromo 1,2-diphenyl propane, and base, which is a alcoholic KOH, will be base. Now concentration of this reaction, if you calculate K is equal to concentration of both reactant and reagent. It depends on both the species, that is alkyl halide and base. Okay. Hence it is second order elimination or E2 elimination. Why it is called second order? Because concentration depends upon both the species, that is alkyl halide and base. Okay. Therefore, it is second order reaction due to dependent of concentration on both. Or you can say it is E2 elimination. During reaction, C1 and C2 changes from sp3 to sp2 hybridization. If you see the hybridization, C1 and C2, carbon number 1, carbon number 2, their hybridization gets changed from sp3 to sp2 hybridization. For the formation of the double bond, the p orbital must be parallel to each other for lateral overlap. This is possible if the elimination takes place in one of the following periplanar conformation. Now you can see this periplanar conformation. Okay, an anti and syn periplanar reaction. Now you might have studied during first year, second year, Sauer's projection formula, Sauer's projection formula, Newman projection formula, Fischer projection formula. Now we have to represent our alkyl bromide into Sauer's projection formula. If you see the carbon number 1, where C6H5 HBr is attached. Now this H and Br, they are opposite to this. This is the carbon. This is the carbon atom. Now this Br and this H, they are opposite to each other. It means trans, or you can say they are anti to each other. They are opposite to each other. Therefore, it is called anti-periplanar with respect to phenyl group. Okay. ह्या फिनिलला and you have phenyl. This H and Br, they are anti to each other. Now remaining group same, C6H5H, CH3, C6H5H. Okay. Now it is again represented into Newman projection formula. This is carbon number 1. In this one, C6H5, Br and H. This carbon number 1. Okay. And now carbon number 1, and below that there is a carbon number 2, which is attached with this CH3, this H, and this C6H5. All 1, 2, and this 3 group. This is front carbon atom, and another one is rear carbon atom where CH3H, C6H5 are attached. This is called anti-periplanar configuration. Similarly, you can see the syn periplanar configuration where Br and H are on the same side of this carbon-carbon. If you consider carbon number 1, this is carbon number 2, Br and H. Now they are on the same side. Again, this is C6H5 and C6H5. Both phenyl groups are again on the same side. When you get represented into an Newman projection formula, what happens? Both the groups C6H5 as well as this HBr, they are coming very close to each other. In syn periplanar, their angle between two groups is shortened. Now, this is anti-configuration or conformation is called staggered Newman projection formula, and this is called eclipsed conformation. Eclipse means what? Both the groups are very close to each other and they overlap each other. In case of staggered, all the groups are away from each other. There is no steric interaction between the atoms. But in eclipse conformation or syn periplanar conformation, which are on the same side, this syn periplanar conformation, there is possibility of interaction between the two groups. This is the difference between anti-periplanar and syn periplanar structures or configuration. Now the elimination preferably takes place in the anti-periplanar conformation, means first one, that is trans, or H and Br are opposite to each other, trans to each other, or anti to each other. The anti-periplanar conformation is more stable as it is in staggered form. The syn form is highly unstable as the large phenyl groups are eclipsed. Now, staggered conformation, groups are away from each other. In eclipse conformation, the groups are very close to each other. Therefore, anti-periplanar, due to steric reason, it is more stable. In the anti-form, the electron pair of the incoming nucleophile and the outgoing halide ion are kept far away from each other. Means H and Br, they are very away from each other. Therefore, it is very easy to remove the leaving group. In the staggered form, H and Br atoms which are eliminated are on opposite side of each other. As just now I have explained you, H and Br, they are away from each other for elimination. In the staggered form, H and Br atoms which are eliminated are on opposite side of each other. That is, they are anti with respect to each other. Therefore, the dehydrohalogenation is anti or trans elimination. Is it clear? Anti-conformation will be preferred one because which is more stable. This is the stereospecific reaction. The molecule exists in two diastereomeric form called erythro and thrio form. The product alkene also exists in two diastereomeric form called cis and trans. A particular diastereomeric form of the halide gives a specific diastereomer of the product. Thus, the reaction is diastereospecific reaction. Is it clear? Now, if we represent the same our alkyl bromide into erythro and thrio form in Fischer projection formula. Now, in erythro structure, both C6H5 and H are on the same side of this vertical line. Okay, both C6H5 and H are on the same side. In trio form, they are opposite to each other. This is 6H5 and this H, they are opposite to each other, which is called trio form. Now, same compound, now we have to represent into Fischer formula in erythro and trio form. Just now we have represented into a Sawhorst and Newman projection formula, and we concluded that staggered conformation is more stable. Now, similarly, we can represent into Fischer, vertical and horizontal groups are placed. Now, erythroform means cis form, which or scene form, which is eclipsed. Okay, you can see this HH on the same side, this C6H5 and C6H5 on the same side. Okay, this is the eclipsed form. Now, when this eclipsed form gets converted into staggered form, naturally what happens? This Br and this H, they are anti to each other. This is H, this one H gets here, Br as it is, and this C6H5 and CH3 will come here. When this CH3 comes here, H goes here and C6H5 goes here. Similarly, now carbon number 1 as it is, there is no change, but carbon number 2, when this H we want in anti-position, we have to push the groups. When it gets converted into staggered form, what happens? Remember, now KOH is there. Now this OH minus will now see the mechanism. This OH minus will abstract this proton. When OH abstracts this H, it becomes H2O. At the same time, this carbon H bond get broken and the electrons get transferred between these two carbon atom and Br get departed. There is a double bond is formed between carbon and carbon, which is alkene. Now you see the configuration, H as it is, this CH3 as it is, C6H5, C6H5 as it is. This staggered will produce cis isomer. Now erythroform will produce cis isomer. Okay, remember, erythro produces cis isomer, which is a stereospecific reaction. Similarly, threoisomer, if you take threoisomer, C6H5, C6H5 and C6H5 in both H are on the opposite side. Viru, both are on the opposite side. Now this threoform, if you look at this threoform, when it gets again into eclipse form, okay, eclipse means what? C6H5 BRH, this carbon number, this carbon number 2 we represent here, C6H5 BRH. Same, this carbon is represented here, and above one HCH3 6H5 H, this CH3 and this C6H5 again, which is eclipsed. Okay, when it is eclipsed, we have to convert into a staggered form. Now HBr again anti to each other. This CH3 C6H5, this H C6H5, only here in this case C6H5 comes here and this H comes here due to threo form. Okay, in staggered again same, OH abstract this H, it forms double bond, that is alkene, Br gets departed. Now you will get here alkene CH3 C6H5 and here C6H5H. Means what happens? This C6H5 and this C6H5, they are opposite to each other. Remember, these two phenyl groups are opposite to this double bond. Therefore, it is called trans isomer. Means threoform will produces trans isomer. Erythroform produces cis isomer, which is called stereospecific reaction. Means dehydrohalogenation is a stereospecific reaction. Is it clear? Now this is the total mechanism and reaction which we have just now represented here. Experimentally, the erythro and threoforms actually give cis and trans isomer of the product respectively. This confirms that E2 elimination is an anti-elimination reaction. Is it clear? Now we studied today SNI reaction as well as E2 elimination reaction. Both reactions we studied today. You make practice at home. If you have any doubt, you can ask me any question. Is it clear? Okay. Anyone want to ask me any question?